inspection, he realized that the driver wasn't just anyone, it was an off-duty police officer. The officer was in plain clothes, driving an unmarked vehicle with no license plates and showing no signs of being on official duty. No sirens, no lights, no legitimate traffic stop yet that didn't stop him from turning a non-incident into an astonishing display of power. The two had a history of encounters before, but this time, something felt different. The officer seemed determined to assert his authority in an inexplicable way. He blocked the man in a parking lot under the pretext of investigating excessive noise and smoke. But what's worth noting is that this didn't happen during a routine traffic stop. It happened after the man voluntarily pulled over to question why he was being followed so closely and requested a supervising officer to be called to the scene. The officer not only refused once, but twice, and even went as far as threatening to arrest him for obstruction. What do you think? Was this officer not using his power, or was he justified in his actions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Share this story so more people can see what happened and weigh in on this shocking incident. Let us know. If you found this video interesting, what do you think? Don't share this story so more content like what happened and weigh in.
What is the reason you're telling me to sit in my vehicle? Why can't they be out? For what?
Excessive noise?
Excessive noise? What excessive noise?
Excessive noise. No.
Why can't they be out, officer? They've been here.
You listen to me?
I'm listening to you, but I don't want to hear
I have you.
What's your name and badge number?
I have you on camera. Ontario Provincial Police badge 14489.
And what's your name, sir?
Sit down. I identified myself. Active Battalion Sergeant Captain. Ontario Provincial Police badge 14489.
What's the reason?
Sit down. I identified myself. Active Battalion Sergeant.
So I'm not being restrained.
You be arrested for obstruction. Sit down.
Am I being restrained?
You've been investigated. Yes. Sit down. You've been investigated. Are you listening to me? Sit down. You've been investigated. Yes. Sit down.
But am I being restrained?
You've been investigated.
No, not restrained. So then am I free to go?
No, you're not.
Am I restrained?
You've been investigated. Sit down.
Am I being restrained? But am I being restrained? For which reason?
No, not restrained.
So then am I free to go?
No, you're not.
For what? What probable cause?
Sit down.
What cause do you have for me to identify myself to
Are you listening to me?
I am.
Okay. Sit down, I said.
What's the reason?
Sir, I'm going to give you one last chance to sit down. Otherwise, you're going to be arrested.
For which reason?
Driver's license, ownership, and insurance.
You want that?
Yes.
I'm going to give it to you because you're threatening me with arresting me,
no,
but there's no reason.
This is not a threat.
That is a threat.
Not a threat.
There is no reason to do
Sit
any
down
of this.
and get your license.
All because you were right on my
get
ass
your license.
in a manual vehicle.
Get your license, I said.
The officer gives contradictory statements about the citizen's legal status, leaving them confused about their rights. If a person is not being detained, they are free to leave. If they are detained, the officer must clearly state the reason. Here, the officer first says the person is not detained, then immediately contradicts himself by saying they are detained, suggesting an arbitrary use of authority.
And produce your driver's license, ownership, and
I can give you my driver's license right now.
In your vehicle right now.
But you told me I can't be in my vehicle earlier.
No, I never said that.
Yes, you did. I said I'm going to be in my vehicle and leave, and you said, no, do not get into your vehicle. You said that, sir.
You need to be inside your vehicle, and you're not allowed to drive away until I'm done.
Is this a traffic stop?
Yes, it is.
But you didn't pull me over. I willingly came into the parking lot because I wanted to discuss with you to not ride my ass.
How about this? I have you on video camera.
Okay.
Waving you to pull over, and you giving you this.
Of course.
Okay? So that's a refusal to stop.
You didn't tell me to pull over. You don't have lights nor sirens on your vehicle.
I do not need
you do. So what? I can go behind any car, tell them to wave over, and they have to stop? How does that make any sense?
Sit down in your vehicle, please.
Sir, this isn't looking good for you.
This is looking very bad for you.
No.
Have a seat.
This isn't looking bad for me.
Are you listening to me or not?
I'm listening, but you keep telling me this.
What's that?
The same exact thing. And where's the sergeant?
I'm waiting for your driver's license, ownership, and insurance.
And I told you I have it here, and
right
you're
now.
refusing to take it.
Now.
So now you'll take it. Now you'll take it?
Right now.
Right now. Okay. There you are.
Thank you. Ownership and insurance for the vehicle.
Ownership and... Okay, well, first of all, I need you to get a sergeant over here.
Ownership? No, you will. You will give me that?
Please make the call on your radio for the sergeant, please.
Ownership
I do not feel safe, me and you only here. You have a gun. I am completely unarmed, and I don't necessarily trust you are a legitimate officer.
Sit down in the vehicle right now.
But you're telling me I wasn't able to.
I'm telling you now.
So
sit
it's
down
changed.
in the vehicle. No, it's not a change. Right now, you have one final caution before handcuffs gonna go on you.
There's gonna be no
one final
reason
caution.
for it. So you're threatening me, and you're approaching
in the car.
me.
In the car,
and you're
right
approaching me after being told to stay away. Call your sergeant right now.
You're not listening to me.
I am. I'm coming to my vehicle.
The officer threatens arrest without providing a valid legal reason. A lawful arrest requires probable cause or reasonable suspicion, but in this case, the officer gives no justification. This could be considered intimidation and coercion rather than proper law enforcement.
Can you stop approaching me? You're making me uncomfortable and
then
threatened.
you sit down in your vehicle.
There is
and
no
act
reason
accordingly.
to approach me.
So
I'm not doing anything to intimidate you. You're trying to intimidate me, and it's not going to work.
You need ownership and insurance to be produced.
And I told you, once your sergeant is here, yes, because I don't believe you're an officer. You're in an unmarked vehicle pulling me over, say that's okay without sirens and lights.
That's absolutely okay.
How do I know you're an officer, though? That's why I'm waiting for your sergeant.
Did you not see my
Anybody
ID?
can make that.
Really?
Anybody can.
Sit down.
Sir, I don't trust you.
Sit down.
I don't trust you.
Sir?
Sir, what is the problem with me standing here?
The problem is
Yes.
that you keep acting belligerent.
Belligerent? How
Yes.
so?
How so?
Because I'm
well, now
okay.
your tone has changed, okay? Your tone was absolutely different when you were giving me
It's on
this
on the recording. This whole time my tone has stayed the same.
You know what? And everything is on recording as well.
That's good.
Okay, so what I need you to do is a legal demand.
Yes.
Okay.
Once the sergeant is here.
No.
You have my driver's license for now?
Yeah.
But I will give you that other information once I see that your sergeant is here.
Fine.
And can you please step away? It's very uncomfortable. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Do not move from there.
Today, we're going to take a look at a shocking case of how law enforcement can overstep its boundaries. A police officer in Somerset, Texas, received a call about something happening at a house. The exact details unclear, but they showed up to investigate. As they approached a man standing there, he simply said, "Yeah, I'm fine. That should have been the end of it, right?" Nope. Instead of leaving, the officer kept pressing him, asking for his ID without giving any valid reason. And this is where things started to escalate. This man knew his rights. He refused to provide his ID, something he was completely within his rights to do. But rather than respecting that, the officer pushed the situation further. And somehow, in a so-called magical way, this man ended up getting arrested without any clear legal justification. This is a perfect example of how a simple interaction with the police can turn into a case of civil rights being violated. Did the officer actually have the legal authority to do this? Did he cross the line? And more importantly, could this happen to any of us? Let's watch the video and break it down. What do you think about how the police handled this situation? Were they justified, or was this a blatant abuse of power? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Helping out my dad. Can I have my knife back?
Yes, I'm gonna give it right back to you, brother. Don't worry. Look, I'm gonna sit it right here. Okay, I'll give it right back to you.
I need a reasonable and articulable reason for stopping me.
We got a call about you being out here.
Standing on the side of the road? Is that illegal? Is that illegal? Standing on the side of the road?
It's not, but if somebody calls it in, we're going to come out and investigate it.
Okay, but have I brought...
This tyrant police officer admitted that standing on the roadside is not illegal, but still came to investigate just because of a report. This could lead to law enforcement without a legal basis, creating the misunderstanding that the police will intervene whenever someone reports, even without any actual violation.
broken the law?
No, we say that?
Okay, so can I have my knife back?
I'll give it right back to you. Sir.
No, I need it back now because it's mine.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll give it right back to you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it actually does. I know my rights.
Awesome, sir.
Haha, it's funny. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Sir, so what's going on with this Mercedes right here? Who's that? Do you know that?
Yeah, that's my dad.
That's your dad?
Yeah.
So we got a call about him and you, and I don't know, I guess circling you.
Yeah, they said he was circling you, so somebody probably thought you were in trouble.
No, not in
That's why
trouble.
we're out here.
No, not in trouble. So everything's cool.
Everything's cool. Do you have a driver's license on you, bro?
Did I do anything wrong?
We're just, like I said, we're
Then I don't need to show my ID.
Well, we're investigating this instance, sir. I just want to make sure everything's all right.
Everything's all right.
Well, I mean, you're being a little hostile. That's.
I am being hostile because you stopped me on private property and you took my knife away from me, which is a legal seizure.
Okay.
I would like to have it back.
Like I said, sir, we're investigating. and incident that took place.
Okay.
I took your knife just for my safety, your safety. You're gonna give it right back. I'm gonna give it right back to you, okay? That's not an issue. But you have an ID?
I don't have to give that.
What's your name? What's your name? Date of birth?
I don't have to give that either.
Okay.
According to Texas Penal Code Section 38.02, a citizen is only required to provide identification if they have been lawfully arrested. In cases of mere questioning or a routine check, they have the full right to refuse without breaking the law. However, in this situation, the officer repeatedly pressured the man to show his ID without providing a valid reason. Here was no sign of a crime, no evidence of wrongdoing, so was the officer's action actually legal? Is this a clear case of abuse of power, violating the man's civil rights?
What do you want to do?
I know my rights.
What's exactly going on?
I'm here.
No, I mean, we got a call that Mercedes was circling you.
Okay.
Is there anything going on? Do you need help?
Nope, don't need any help.
Okay, do you live here?
That's none of your business.
Yeah, it is my business.
No, it's not.
Okay. You're going to get yourself in trouble. I mean, are you here?
Is that a threat? Are you threatening me?
No,
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm asking you. You said I was going to get myself in trouble.
I'm asking you, do you live here because are you breaking into houses or you're just here hanging
Did
out?
somebody call say I was breaking into houses?
I'm telling you, I already told you why we got the call.
Okay, then I don't need any help. I'm fine.
But do you live in the area? Do you live in the house?
That's none of your business.
It is our business.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
When somebody calls us to investigate an incident, it becomes our business.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. And I know you're allowed to lie to me, so I don't really care.
Line.
I really don't care. I'd like my knife back, and I'd like to go on about my business.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Well, sir, like I said, we wanna make sure that you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Want to make sure the whole situation is okay.
Yep, and I'm perfectly fine.
It's crazy how we're getting a call, Mercedes circling you.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, I see a Mercedes drive right past you, and then it comes up on this property.
Okay.
Originally, I was going to go down there, but you started walking towards the Mercedes, so I want to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, there's no problem.
So, what's your name, sir?
You don't need my name.
Mercedes, where did it go?
Yeah, the Mercedes is down here.
You don't need my name.
Let's go talk to the Mercedes.
Okay, all right.
No trespassing.
We'll be right back.
No trespassing.
Okay.
Am I being
We
detained?
got no proof you live here. So.
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
At this time, yes, you are.
Okay.
Under what suspicion of a crime?
Because there's no suspicion of a crime.
Then you can't
but we're
detain me.
Investigating, okay?
But you can't
We're
detain me if there's no
investigating,
reasonable
so
suspicion. Do you have reasonable and articulable
So right now,
suspicion?
we're going to go talk to the Mercedes.
No, you can't come on the
Be
property.
cool, okay?
Nope, you can't come on the property. No trespassing. That would be trespassing.
You can be all right with him?
Yeah.
No trespassing, and I'd like my knife back.
I'll get right back to you, all right, brother?
No, I need my knife
Hey,
back.
hey, hey.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
Under what suspicion of a crime?
You're being detained right now.
Under what suspicion of a crime? Do you have a reasonable and articulable suspicion of a crime?
Look, sir.
You're on your way to getting sued.
Okay,
You are on your way to getting sued.
Okay, sir. Like I said, just like anyone, if you were to call,
You're violating my civil rights. You asked me if I was okay. I told you I'm okay.
Okay.
Now give me my knife back and let me go.
Okay, sir. If you were calling, okay, let's just say you dial 911. You dial 911. We're here to make sure that everything's okay, right? Like he said,
This is Von Army too. You're out of your jurisdiction.
Okay, well, I'm assisting another agency. This is county action.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're out of your jurisdiction.
Okay,
This is
that's
Von
fine.
Army.
Well, I'm a Texas peace officer. Okay, so Texas.
No, you're not. Okay, you're not highway patrol. You can't just go anywhere.
All right, I can't. Okay. Well, with that being said, sir, like I said,
I would like my property back. I have no interest in what you have to say, but I want my property back.
I'm gonna give it right back to you. Okay.
Right now.
We're investigating an incident. I don't know if you live here.
What incident?
I don't know if you live here.
What incident?
Okay.
Is having a Mercedes circle me illegal?
Well, we don't know what's going on. We don't know.
You don't have to. You don't have to have your nose in everybody's business like you think you do. You're just a cop. There's no crime being committed. I'd like my shit back, please. Now.
I guess we're gonna pull up right now and then.
No, you're not. No trespassing.
Actually, just
This is my sister's property. This is my sister's property. No, this is my sister's property. No trespassing.
okay, so it's your sister's property, not your property.
No, and no trespassing. Absolutely no trespassing. You're seizing my knife by taking it with you.
I'm not. I'm moving my vehicle, right, sir?
I need my knife back. Now.
Can y'all make it by my Tahoe? Or you gonna move it?
You're not pulling up here. No trespassing. I'd say it in Spanish, but I don't know Spanish.
Is that a racist comment, sir?
Hey, I spoke to my supervisor, and he said to put you in handcuffs.
Is that what he
So
said?
That's what you got to do.
Right, sir.
Okay,
Turn
so an
around.
illegal detention? You're detaining me?
Yes, sir.
For what? What crime have I committed?
This guy stood up to these badge-wearing tyrants like a true leader, holding his ground and refusing to be intimidated. Looking at this situation, it seems he has solid evidence to file a lawsuit. In fact, Batosari has won multiple cases in Texas over far less serious civil rights violations than this. And the irony is, even those who support the Blue Lives Matter movement might back this lawsuit, because beyond just an abuse of power, these officers also blatantly violated private property rights. If this isn't a clear case for legal action, then what is? Welcome to Street Cops, where the truth is analyzed with clarity. Here, we break down who, what, and right from wrong in police interactions. In this episode, we take a closer look at an arrest involving harassment and disorderly conduct, a dramatic situation with important legal perspectives to consider. This episode is brought to you by Blue Watches, a valuable source that provides deeper insight into the case. Be sure to check the description below and give them the credit they deserve. Watch until the end to evaluate the situation and take away key lessons. On July 6, 2022, deputies from the Cook County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about an individual taking photos of houses in Northbrook, Illinois. In response, officers were quickly dispatched to assess the situation. Deputy Hamilton was the first to arrive at the scene. Upon arrival, he spotted a man named Daryl Baker walking near the intersection of Walnut Circle and Cottonwood Road. Without hesitation, Deputy Hamilton exited his patrol vehicle and approached Baker to investigate further. The entire interaction between Baker and Deputy Hamilton was captured on the officer's body-worn camera, providing a clear record of the events that unfolded. What followed was a series of noteworthy moments that raised important questions about individual rights, police authority, and law enforcement practices in situations like this.
May I help you?
What you mean, how may you help me?
Because I want to see if you lost anything.
What?
I want to see if you lost anything. You okay?
What do you want to see that for?
Because I had got a couple calls says you was wandering around here.
And I can't wander?
Yes, you can.
It's a crime for wandering?
I never said it. You're saying it's a crime for wandering.
So what's the problem?
Well, people are concerned that you here.
What people is concerned? What that got to do with me? It's a problem?
Yes, it might be a problem. People are concerned about you. They want to know.
I don't give a about these people.
Okay, but they want to know why you're in the neighborhood.
I don't give a why. They don't need to know why I'm in the neighborhood. I'm in the neighborhood because I feel like I'm being in the neighborhood.
So you just feel like being in the neighborhood?
I just feel like being in the neighborhood.
So you just feel like, wandering?
I just feel like walking through the neighborhood. Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Like, okay,
I
just
can't
walk with
you black. You black like me.
I know, I'm going to walk with you.
So
we going to walk. We walking together, right?
I can't walk. What you mean?
I didn't say you can't walk.
Why you harassing me, bro?
How I'm harassing you?
Because you walk. I don't even know you, first and foremost. And you just hopped out of your car asking me why am I walking through. I'm on camera, bro. The whole time I've been out here, I'm on camera.
You on camera too?
Walking through the fucking neighborhood. So what's the problem?
I'm walking with you.
You don't gotta walk with me.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Why? You said we just walking, right?
I'm just.
Because my supervisor know people call about you.
I'm rich.
And that's fine.
I live in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So why are you following me?
You live in the neighborhood. What's your name then?
It doesn't matter. I don't have to tell you my name.
Okay, now, come on. We can stand here and just look at each other.
What you mean? I don't want you walking with me. You harassing me.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
I don't want you walking with me.
And if people don't want you...
I didn't do nothing wrong. What the f*** is the problem?
Because I'm trying to figure out why are you, for one thing, why are you
so aggressive?
Because I
want to.
Okay, now I can walk.
You don't have to walk with me, though. You don't got to walk with me. I want to walk through the neighborhood.
You said I don't have to, but I can.
Because I feel like walking.
And I feel like walking with you. Because you want to curse, I can curse too.
That's harassing.
Nah, it's harassing with you. Did I tell this guy just walk with harassing?
Do what you do, bro.
I am doing what I'm doing.
Thank you.
I'm doing what I'm doing,
bro. You ain't got to follow me. Why is you following me, though?
I'm doing what I'm doing. You just said I don't have to, but I can. That's two different things like you.
Serious?
You don't have to, but you can, right?
I don't, listen, I'm committing a crime.
And they say you commit a crime. You're saying
why
that.
Why are you following me?
What you mean why I'm following you?
Why are you following me?
I said I could walk with you. I could walk. I can walk too.
You're telling you can't walk with me.
Okay, fine. I just walk beside you. I just won't be with you, huh?
Yo, you harassing me, bro.
Now I'm harassing you.
Getting harassed by a black cop in a white neighborhood.
I'm trying to figure out why are you here?
Because I fucking want to be here.
And I can walk with you because I want to be here. Yeah, I can. I can.
No,
yes, I can.
Bitch, no the you can't. No the you can't walk with me because you fucking want to walk with me. I know my fucking rights. Call your fucking supervisor.
Okay, I will call him. I'll call him. No.
What you talking about?
Simply following someone in a public place does not automatically constitute unlawful harassment under Illinois law or federal law. While Illinois law defines the term harassment in certain contexts, these definitions typically require the behavior to be without legitimate purpose and to cause emotional distress to another person. For example, Section 26.5 to 0.1 of the Illinois Criminal Code, which pertains to harassing communication, defines harassment as knowingly engaging in conduct that is not necessary to accomplish a reasonable purpose under the circumstances, which would cause emotional distress to a reasonable person and does cause emotional distress to another. In other words, harassment generally involves unreasonable, purposeless behavior that is clearly intended to annoy, disturb, or distress another individual.
You gonna buy me a house, you gonna buy my daughter
you
house.
want to speak to my supervisor?
You fucking harassing me.
You say you want to speak to my supervisor?
Fucking harassing me.
My supervisor's on his way too.
Fucking harassing me, pussy. I've been fucking cameraed up since I came in this fucking neighborhood. Get off your camera. Get off my dick.
Okay.
Get off my dick, man.
Okay.
What the fuck is you following me for? Because I'm in this neighborhood.
Disturbing others and following someone in a public space, especially when done by law enforcement for investigative purposes, does not necessarily constitute unlawful harassment, at least in a criminal context. Police officers are generally permitted to observe or monitor individuals in public as part of their duties, as long as it serves a legitimate investigative purpose. In the United States v. Knott's 1983 case, the Supreme Court ruled that an individual traveling on public roads does not have a reasonable expectation of privacy regarding their movements. This decision established the principle that visual or physical surveillance by law enforcement or the public does not violate the Fourth Amendment or any other federal law. Similarly, in California v. Cirolo 1986, the Supreme Court reinforced this notion, stating, "The fact that an individual takes measures to restrict some views of his activities does not preclude an officer's observation from a public vantage point where he has a right to be." This means that as long as an officer is in a location where they are lawfully allowed to be, they have the authority to conduct investigative actions, including following a suspicious individual. It is important to note that at this point in the interaction, Mr. Baker had not been formally detained and remained free to leave. The key question is whether Deputy Hamilton had reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Baker at that moment. However, since Mr. Baker was still on a public road, it is highly likely that a court would rule that Deputy Hamilton had the legal authority to observe and follow him under existing laws. Sergeant Janulis arrived at the scene.
Come on over here.
Talk with me. Go nowhere.
Talk with me.
I don't gotta go talk with nobody. I'm talking to you right here.
Okay, what's going on?
I don't know. Ask this.
I'm asking you.
I'm asking this.
I'm asking you.
Ask this.
We got a call.
I don't know about your call.
Of a suspicious person?
What suspicious
That's
person?
it.
A black person?
No.
A black dude? A black
photos?
Yes, I'm taking photos. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm videoing because I fucking feel like it.
Because
I feel like it.
Can I get your ID, please?
No, you cannot.
Why not?
Why do you want my? I ain't committing no crime.
I'm not saying that you did.
All right, so you don't need my ID.
Yes, I do.
No, I don't. I'm not committing no crime.
Yes, I do.
Got it. You know my fucking rights.
Yeah, I need your ID.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I do. You're not leaving. Stay right here.
You mean I ain't leaving?
You're not leaving.
Why? I ain't do nothing.
I still need to
I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing.
I don't care.
I didn't do nothing.
Need to say who you
I didn't do nothing. Why you got your hand on your gun? I'm unarmed. There's two of y'all.
Right
Why the fuck you got your hand on your gun?
I don't.
I'm unarmed.
It's on top.
I'm unarmed.
You see the
All I'm doing is walking.
Right.
You want to buy my daughter one of these houses? Do you want to buy my daughter one of these fucking houses? Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, pussy. Yes,
are.
you do. You don't need to know who I am.
Right,
I ain't committing no crime. My name Daryl Baker.
Okay, Daryl Baker.
What's up?
What's your date of birth?
The fuck is you talking about?
I'm not talking about anything. I'm right here, man.
I'm
right here. Stop moving.
Why is
Stop moving.
Listen, I don't gotta stop moving.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Why is you detaining me? For what?
Stop.
For what?
Stop.
For what?
Stop.
For what?
Stop.
Man, don't touch me no more, bro. For what? I don't gotta stop moving.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. What crime did I commit?
I'm not saying you committed.
All right, so why am I stopping? Why am I detained? All I'm doing is walking through the fucking neighborhood.
Okay.
All I'm doing is walking through the fucking neighborhood.
That's fine.
That's it.
Now I just need to make sure that you're clear.
Listen, man, listen, man, get the fuck out of my face. That's what you do. You get the fuck out of my face.
I'm not getting out of your face. I'm right here, my man.
Got my face.
But Mr. Baker.
Listen, man, why is y'all harassing me?
Mr. Baker, he told you why he called.
Hey, I don't care. That don't got nothing to do with me. I can't walk through a fucking neighborhood. I can't walk through a fucking neighborhood.
You always walking through.
That's all I'm doing. I'm not driving. I'm walking through a fucking neighborhood.
So then what's the problem with telling us who you
Run
are?
your fucking name.
What's the problem with
I do
telling us
what the fuck I want to do.
Okay.
I'm a free man. I do what the fuck I want to do. And I ain't fucking scared of you.
Okay.
Or going to jail.
That's fine.
So get the fuck out of my face.
No, I'm not going to get out of your face.
Run the fucking name. Because you a dickhead ass white boy. That's what you want to be.
That's fine. You think how you want to.
You a dickhead ass white boy. That's what you want. Can I get some space?
No, you can't.
Man, you better get the fuck. Yo.
Stop.
Yo, run my name. Don't touch me.
Mr. Baker,
run my name.
Stop.
Don't touch me. Why is you about to touch me?
Mr. Baker.
Why is he about to touch me?
Mr. Baker.
What you want to do? Shoot me?
No, I don't.
That's what you want to do? See? That's what you want to do?
I just want to know why.
That's what you want to do? Because I fucking feel like it.
Okay.
Because I fucking feel like it.
Okay.
Because I fucking feel like it.
All right.
That's why the fuck I'm here.
Okay.
What's cracking?
Nothing's cracking, my man.
So why the fuck is you in my face?
I'm not in your
Run
face.
the fucking name and keep it moving.
I need to make sure that
Run
you're
the
good.
fucking name and get in that car.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Run my name and get in your fucking car.
I'm going to wait for another officer to get
Run
in
your
car.
name and get in your fucking car.
You're not going to dictate what I do. All right?
Yo, man.
Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker.
Yo, I'm trying to keep it moving like I've been doing.
Baker, stop.
Why are you touching me, bro? Why are you touching me?
Stop moving.
Why is he touching me? Why are you look? Why is he touching me?
Mr. Baker.
Stop touching me.
Stop moving.
His name is. See his name?
Stop moving.
See his name?
All right.
See this fucking name?
Stop moving.
Why are you touching me?
Stop moving.
Why are you touching me, bro?
Stop moving.
I don't gotta stop moving. I'm not detained. Am I detained?
Right now you are being detained.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Run my fucking name.
You need to calm down.
I'm not being detained.
Yes, you are being detained right now.
Run my name.
Sergeant Janulis ordered Mr. Baker to stop and informed him that he was being detained. Section 107-14 of the Illinois Code of Criminal Procedure states that a peace officer may temporarily stop any person in a public place for a reasonable period if the officer has a justifiable suspicion, based on the circumstances, that the individual is about to commit or has committed a crime. During this stop, the officer is permitted to ask for the person's name, address, and an explanation of their actions. This law reflects the reasonable suspicion doctrine, a key principle established in Terry v. Ohio, which requires that an officer must rely on specific, articulable facts that suggest a person is engaged in or about to engage in criminal activity before detaining them. In Brown v. Texas 1979, the Supreme Court ruled that while officers may, in some cases, briefly detain individuals for questioning without full probable cause, they must still have reasonable suspicion based on objective factors that the person is involved in criminal conduct. When applying this standard, the court determined that detaining someone merely because they appeared suspicious or were unfamiliar to the area was insufficient justification. Such a detention would violate the Fourth Amendment because the officers lacked any specific, reasonable basis to suspect the individual of a crime. Similarly, while filming and photographing in public are protected under the First Amendment. In certain cases, such actions may serve as a basis for reasonable suspicion. For example, if evidence suggests the person is scouting a location for a potential crime. However, in the specific circumstances of this case, it is unlikely that officers had sufficient reasonable suspicion to detain Mr. Baker.
I'll run it when I get another officer here, all right?
Yo, man, you just harassing me because I'm walking through your fucking community? I'm from New York. I'm an independent fucking contractor. Get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck off of me.
Stop.
Stop touching me. Run the fucking name and get the fuck out of my face. Period. All I did was go for a fucking walk. It's my fucking day off.
You say you're from New York?
I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of my face.
Stop moving.
Yo,
listen, I've already told you.
Yo, run my name.
Stop moving.
So what you gonna do?
What do you mean, what am I
What you gonna do?
What do you mean?
What you wanna do? What you wanna do?
Listen, I need to make sure.
What the f? Run the name.
I'm not gonna run until I get another officer here. You
Yo.
got it? Like I said, you're not gonna dictate.
I'm not
my
detained, homie.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not a criminal.
I didn't
How
say
you
were.
detaining that's not doing a crime?
I didn't say
How you detaining somebody that's not doing a crime? How you detaining me because I'm walking through the neighborhood? How you detaining me because I'm walking through the neighborhood?
All units emergency.
Talking about why am I here? I'm here because I fucking feel like it. I'm here because I fucking feel like it.
Stop moving. I'm telling you to stop.
What you gonna do?
Right
you gonna
now,
arrest me?
You're gonna be.
You gonna arrest
You're
me?
gonna get arrested for
You gonna arrest? I don't give a.
Okay.
You illegally detaining me. You illegally detaining me. Man, run my name.
Listen, Mr. Baker.
Run my name.
Mr. Baker.
Why your hand on your gun? I'm unarmed. Your hand is on a fucking weapon.
It's on top
Why?
It's on top of my home.
I'm unarmed. You can't take me
I'm not saying that.
without your gun.
Stop.
An unarmed black man. An unarmed black man. You gonna buy me a house. That's what the fuck I'm looking for. A house. And you gonna buy it. You gonna buy it. You gonna buy it. Y'all see me looking at houses, recording, looking at houses.
Okay.
That's what the fuck I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
Pointing,
That's what I'm doing. I'm pointing my finger. It's a finger. You gonna shoot me?
I'm gonna say it was.
You gonna shoot me?
Is my gun out?
Is you gonna shoot me?
Is my gun out?
Shoot me.
Is my gun out?
Shoot me. Shoot. Shoot. You fucking racist devil. You gonna have my kids living like this. Shoot. Shoot.
Clearly, I can't talk to you.
Shoot.
You're in a little bit
Shoot.
agitated state.
Yeah, because your pig ass are harassing me. I'm walking through the neighborhood because I fucking feel like it.
Okay. And you're agitated.
Because I fucking feel like it.
Okay.
With a big ass dick.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Walking through the neighborhood with a big ass dick. And I'm from New York.
Okay.
I'm not from Chicago.
That's fine.
I'm an independent contractor.
Okay.
I'm here for work.
Okay.
All I do is remodel Walmarts. I remodel every Walmart in the fucking city.
That's giving me more information.
So what's up?
Appreciate that.
Run my fucking name and get in your fucking cruiser. Go find a real criminal and get off my big ass black dick.
You want to calm down?
Because these racist ass calling police. Because I'm black walking through the neighborhood in the middle of the street. I'm black walking in the middle of the street.
Okay. So you know why we're here?
I don't give a fuck because I'm black.
And no.
Yes.
No.
Why I'm here? Why you here?
We got a call.
Why you
That's
here? You got a call for what?
Suspicious person.
Suspicious doing what?
Taking pictures of houses.
So what? That's illegal?
No, I'm not saying it's illegal.
So what the fuck is the suspicion?
The suspicion?
What's the suspicion?
It's a person's suspicion.
It's a person. What does that mean?
A person.
A person. What does that mean?
They're suspicious of somebody that's
I'm
in
doing
the
what?
that they don't recognize.
Taking pictures.
That's it, yeah.
So what? It's a free fucking country.
Okay.
Run my name, man. I'm tired of talking to you.
Okay. You're not talking. You're yelling.
This nigga's following me.
7340.
Do me a favor. Keep your hands out your
I don't
pockets.
got
for me,
nothing
right?
in my. I don't got to do nothing. You gonna shoot me? Shoot me. You gonna shoot me? Shoot me. My hands in my pocket. You ever heard of walking through the neighborhood black? You ever heard driving while black? I'm walking while black. I'm walking while black. I'm walking while black. Why is your black ass on the field? I'm walking while black. Black ass. I'm walking while black.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm walking while black. Why am I being detained? Why is these niggas fucking harassing me? Why am I being harassed?
You're not being harassed.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I'm trying to go about my fucking day. I was going back to my fucking hotel.
What hotel you staying
It
at?
doesn't fucking matter.
What hotel you staying at?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just trying to have a conversation
Doesn't matter.
with you.
Call your backup so I can run. You can run my name so I can keep it moving. You holding me up, wasting my time. I'm trying to go about my day.
Yeah, and you're acting out of the
I'm
norm
not
right
acting
now.
nothing.
Yes,
I'm not
you are.
acting nothing.
Why are you so agitated?
I'm agitated.
Really?
I'm agitated.
How are you agitated?
How?
Yelling, motherfucking everybody.
And I can yell.
Okay. All right.
I can motherfucker.
Is that normal behavior?
Is that a crime?
Is that normal
Is
behavior
it a
for you?
fucking crime?
Is it normal behavior
Is it a
for you?
crime?
Well, I just gotta make sure you're
Is
good,
it a
man.
crime?
I'm not saying it's a crime.
Is it a crime?
I'm not saying it's a crime.
Is it a crime?
I'm not saying it's a crime.
Is it a crime?
I'm not saying it's
Is it
a
a
crime.
crime?
Not saying
Am I committing a crime?
Not saying
Are you
that.
charging me with a crime?
Not saying
So
that.
leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone. I didn't do no crime. I'm walking while black through the neighborhood. Leave me alone.
Stop walking.
I don't have to.
Stop walking.
I don't have to. I'm doing what I've been doing. Walking.
Okay.
Taking pictures.
Mr. Baker.
That's what I'm doing. I'm
Mr.
looking
Baker.
at houses. That's what I'm doing.
Mr. Baker,
That's a nice ass house right there.
When was your birthday?
That's a nice house.
Mr. Baker,
Damn, it's a nice house too, man. This house is nice too, man. Damn. forest green. That's nice.
Mr. Baker,
That's nice too, man. Dick face.
And it's out of New York?
Yes. You're not going to take your badge off. You're not going to take your badge off. You're not going to take that gun off. You're not going to do nothing. Stop putting your fucking hands on me.
Right now you're being detained.
You about to shoot?
Everything's fine.
You about to shoot?
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
You about to shoot?
I'm not shooting nobody.
So why you got the gun on me?
That's not a gun.
Why am I being detained?
I told you. You're not going to cooperate. This is how we're going to handle this. Absolutely. Let go of the phone. Thank you.
You got a gun on me.
Anybody got no gun on you?
You got a gun on me. Fake ass Spanish.
Yeah, okay.
Shit dick.
I know.
Fake ass.
Walk back this way.
Y'all Spanish. Why am I got the cuffs on me?
Told you why.
Why?
You're acting erratically.
While black. Walking while black. Walking while black. Walking, why am I going in the car for?
Because you are.
For what?
Because it's more secure area.
For what?
That's why.
Why? You gotta tell me, why am I going in this car?
Because I said safe.
Dick, I do what the fuck I want to do. I walk through any neighborhood I want to. I drink what the fuck I want to drink. I smoke what the fuck I want to smoke. I ain't on no papers. I ain't on none of your jurisdiction. Eat my dick. What you talking about? Okay, I got 14 years in prison. You think I give a fuck about whatever you think you could do to me?
Sit down. Sit.
You's a racist ass.
Walk away. That's it.
You's a racist ass.
I'm trying to do my
You
job,
ain't
man.
doing shit.
Trying to do my
You ain't
job.
doing shit.
Absolutely.
Go look for a real fucking crime.
Overall, the Cook County deputies receive a failing grade due to their unjustified arrest of Mr. Baker without the necessary reasonable suspicion, their lack of professionalism, and their potential violation of his constitutional rights during the encounter. First and foremost, it is important to acknowledge that there was no valid justification for law enforcement officers to be dispatched to this call or even to engage with Mr. Baker in the first place. Responding to a report about a pedestrian taking photographs on a public street does not suggest criminal activity, nor does it provide a legitimate basis for a police investigation. While surveillance can be a lawful investigative tactic, actively provoking and verbally pressuring a suspect, as Deputy Hamilton did in this case, is neither an effective nor a prudent approach to observation. Instead of escalating the situation, the deputy could have maintained a safe distance and monitored Mr. Baker without direct engagement. Additionally, during the encounter, Sergeant Janilis reinforced a common misconception in law enforcement that merely receiving a call about a suspicious person is sufficient grounds for detention and identification. However, as explained in this case, reasonable suspicion is required to justify detaining someone in Illinois, and a report involving entirely lawful conduct does not meet that legal threshold. A valid reasonable suspicion must be based on some indication of criminal activity, which was entirely absent in this situation. Essentially, Deputy Hamilton initiated an interaction that unnecessarily agitated Mr. Baker to the point of frustration, then arrested him for reacting negatively. Instead of immediately confronting Mr. Baker, the deputy could have observed him from his patrol vehicle to determine if any actual criminal behavior was occurring before making contact. This incident underscores the importance of proper investigative training and the use of sound judgment in field situations. On the other hand, Mr. Baker earns a solid A- for his response. While he was assertive and at times abrasive, he maintained control over the situation, voiced his objections without becoming physically aggressive, and ultimately complied with the arrest without escalating the encounter further while his frustration was evident. It is understandable given the circumstances. From Mr. Baker's perspective, he was doing nothing illegal when officers arrived and reasonably suspected racial profiling, considering he was stopped while walking in a neighborhood with multi-million-dollar homes. However, Mr. Baker could have benefited from maintaining a more composed demeanor and speaking less during the interaction, as minimizing verbal engagement often helps in encounters with law enforcement. It is also important to note that he was not an auditor, nor did he intentionally provoke this situation, which was taken into account when assigning his score. Ultimately, I commend Mr. Baker for maintaining his composure and complying with what he believed to be an unlawful arrest. In early December 2019, Damon Fryer, a Canadian entrepreneur, YouTuber, and avid supercar enthusiast, was driving through Costa Mesa, California, when he was unexpectedly pulled over by Officer Torres of the Costa Mesa Police Department. Fryer frequently traveled between Canada and California to film unique and exotic cars for his YouTube channel, and along the way, he had multiple encounters with local law enforcement. This particular incident initially stemmed from a minor traffic violation, but quickly escalated into a series of legal complications that Fryer had to navigate. As a foreigner often seen driving high-end supercars on California roads, he was accustomed to being stopped by the police for routine checks. However, this encounter sparked controversy, as Fryer believed he was being targeted not just for a traffic offense, but also due to his public persona and the content he shared on YouTube. The incident soon caught the attention of the car enthusiast community and the media, igniting discussions about how law enforcement interacts with social media personalities. It also raised questions about the rights of foreign visitors when driving in the US, particularly those behind the wheel of rare and high-value vehicles.
Can I see your license, registration, and insurance, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can't stop in the middle of the road. That's impeding traffic.
Okay.
You have the registration insurance?
Yeah.
Okay, look for the registration. This is registration?
Yeah, that's it.
How about insurance? You got that?
That's all there. That's one piece.
Show me, because I've never seen this one.
That's all of it. Insurance, registration, everything.
Show me where the insurance is, though.
What do you mean?
Point out what is what. This is a fancy car, so this shows that it's registration.
Yeah, and it also is insured by the same company.
Can you show me where the company is? Because I need to list it on my ticket.
Where the company is?
Yeah.
I believe it's all this. I mean, I'm not an insurance company. I'm not really sure.
Okay. I don't see that there's any insurance information here, so you'll be getting cited for that too, okay?
Here you go.
The insurance industry has long played a crucial role in the U.S. economy, with its origins dating back to the pre-Constitution era. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin founded the Philadelphia Contribution Ship, which provided fire insurance for homes. This company remains the oldest continuously operating insurance provider in the United States. A significant milestone in auto insurance history occurred in 1898, when the first automobile insurance policy in the U.S. was issued to a doctor named Truman J. Martin in Buffalo, New York. This policy provided $5,000 in liability coverage at a cost of just $12. Since then, auto insurance has become an essential component of the transportation industry. In 1925, Massachusetts became the first state in the U.S. to pass a law requiring drivers to have auto insurance as a prerequisite for vehicle registration. For more than 30 years, Massachusetts was the only state enforcing this requirement. However, today, auto insurance has become a standard legal obligation across the country, with regulations varying by state. According to Section 7 of the California Vehicle Code, drivers must provide proof of financial responsibility upon request by a law enforcement officer. However, the law also states that verifying insurance coverage cannot be the sole reason for a traffic stop. The ambiguity in the legal language leads to different interpretations and enforcement practices, often depending on how the courts and law enforcement agencies apply these provisions. In the case of Damon Fryer, Officer Torres may have had legal grounds to request proof of insurance. However, whether Fryer's citation for failing to provide such proof actually valid remains a subject of debate. If the matter were taken to court, the final ruling would likely depend on how the judicial system interprets the provisions related to enforcing financial responsibility in traffic law.
Hey Damon, we got a little problem, man. Your license, you don't have a license.
I do have a license.
In California, you don't have a license.
100% I do. I've been through this like 5 times. My attorney's dealt with it a million times.
I just ran you, it says none issued.
What's that?
I just ran you and it states that none was issued ever to you.
I'm not from California, I'm a tourist. I'm Canadian. You're holding a Canadian license. I also just gave you my insurance, and your aggressive manner is very unprofessional.
You didn't give me your insurance at all.
You gave me less time to look it up and figure it out. I'm not an insurance agent. Okay. This is a new car. I put it on your vehicle right there.
Let me talk now.
Okay, absolutely.
You kept insisting that the piece of paper you gave me had both. I go, I don't see it.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay. Well, then don't think. That's what people get into trouble when they start thinking.
Don't waste time on Officer Torres' meaningless words. His own statements speak for themselves. Mr. Fryer handled the situation masterfully, challenging the officer's actions with intelligence while remaining calm and composed. He refused to be intimidated or provoked by the officer's outbursts, maintaining his poise throughout.
You understand?
Really?
So you never gave me.
That's your advice. Don't think.
Okay, yeah, don't think.
Why are you so aggressive?
How am I aggressive?
You're like barking at me.
I'm not barking at you.
You just did.
Because you're putting words into my mouth.
I'm not putting anything in your mouth.
I'm recording you too, so okay? So you can put the camera down. If you want the recording, I can get it for you.
I record this for my own evidence.
Okay.
Officers all the time have misinformation. You're telling me I don't have a license? I have a license.
They just told me you don't have a license.
What's that?
They just told me you don't have a license.
I'm Canadian. You're holding my license.
So what's your current home address?
Sorry?
What is your current home address?
It's right there on the driver's license in the white paper.
Okay.
I had this exact thing happen 3 other times, and every time it comes back where this information is wrong, and I get basically whatever fine I gets completely refunded to me, and I go through this whole headache.
I'm just gonna block traffic to help the officer.
Not gonna like that.
I don't think so. I'm waiting to get yelled at.
And it's crazy. I don't understand how the system here is so archaic that this information's
There's another one. 529 Mike to Sound 51.
Hey Dave, you can't stop in the middle of the road. Keep going. I let him know.
I'm at Lambeau. Where you at?
Westbound Adams coming up to Pine Creek, a blue Ferrari impeding traffic. I'm with the one right now. Okay, where's your driver? Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
Westbound Adams at Pine Creek. Is it going towards Harbor?
That's a firm. It's got British Columbia plates on it. Do you know which class license is? A, B, C, or D? Or
ours is a 5.6. I also hold a motorcycle license.
I don't know what that is.
A motorcycle?
5.6. Is that a commercial license?
It is not.
What color hair do you have?
Brown.
Color eyes?
Blue.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
What do you weigh?
235 pounds.
Vehicle's registered to you?
Yes, sir. To a corporation that we own.
Too many numbers.
Excuse me?
Way too many numbers.
What is?
This thing. It's got too many numbers, the address.
According to the police officer, there's too many numbers.
At this point in the interaction, Officer Torres was unable to verify whether Mr. Fryer had a valid license, appearing somewhat confused about how to structure the subpoena. He struggled to locate Fryer's address in the police database. Instead of consulting a colleague or supervisor who might have had more knowledge about the legality surrounding international travelers, Officer Torres chose to proceed with the traffic stop on his own, despite his limited understanding. Even the smallest administrative mistake could render a subpoena invalid, and it's likely that Officer Torres missed crucial details in the information he received from Mr. Fryer. There is a high probability that there were errors on the subpoena he issued. Although it's unclear if the specific subpoena contained the term errors, I raise this point because it is always wise to carefully review a subpoena before paying a fine or contesting the charges in court. Hello everyone, it's great to see you again in today's video. If you're a fan of street cops, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of the high-quality content coming up. And don't forget to like the video if you find what I share helpful. It's the simplest way to support me in continuing to bring you even more valuable content. I just came across a pretty shocking video. A police officer was acting extremely aggressive, banging on a woman's door like he was trying to break it down. Then he started asking really strange questions, almost like he was suspicious of something, but without any clear reason. The woman remained calm, saying something like, "We're just doing what we were told to do." The whole situation made me stop and think, what's really going on here? Is something not right? Alright, in this video, we'll go through the whole thing, analyze both sides, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive right in.
Police department. Police department!
The first guy should have stayed calm with everything going on, but he was just way too tense. I can totally understand why the girl decided to cut him off. The way he kept banging on the door and ringing the bell repeatedly, acting like he had no patience, really made everything tense. I don't get why he had to do that. It was totally unnecessary.
Police department!
Hi, we'll be right there.
Yeah, I heard that before. Police department, come to the door! I'll be out here all day. Hope they ain't got nowhere to go. Hey, how are you doing?
I'm well, and yourself?
Pretty good. So, obviously know why we're here, right? For the lady that's missing.
Okay.
Okay. So, what do you know about yesterday, about her car?
Whose car?
The blue car y'all dropped off at KFC? You and the guy you were with?
Last night I worked 12-hour shifts.
There's video footage of your car.
Not my tags.
Yes, this car right here at KFC. Picking a guy up at KFC, dropping the car off at the missing lady.
Nobody has been at my house, so...
What kind of guy?
Yeah.
Are you talking about my grandson?
I don't know, it's black metal dreads.
Somebody with dreads, so it's definitely not my car, and it's definitely not my tag, and if it is, I want to see it.
Okay, well, I don't have the video.
Okay, well, if you don't have the video, and you don't have the tag, you're harassing.
It's a car that looks just like this car.
And there's a million cars that look just like it. Do I need a lawyer?
Because we were not at no KFC yesterday.
The harassment and shit like that is... I worked 12-hour doubles this weekend. I don't know shit about nobody. I don't know nobody around this bitch. I'm not even from here. So why y'all coming to my house asking me shit that I don't know about is beyond me. I didn't get any...
Hey man, I totally get that feeling, especially when you're working a 12-hour shift and can't get any sleep. You don't want to be bothered at all. You just want to rest as much as possible. And this police officer basically banging on your door like something serious is going on. No one wants to deal with that. And clearly, he went to the wrong house when he started talking about working at KFC. They didn't even know what he was talking about. It was like he entered the wrong house and started assuming something was going on for no reason. That's the kind of situation where I wonder why some people still have jobs.
Sleep. I'm cramped up. I've been working all night, and then y'all come and banging on my fucking door. I feel sick. I almost went to the hospital. I don't have time for this shit.
Ain't no point in cussing.
I have nothing to do with it. Bring me a footage that shows my tag on that shit. A car that looks like mine ain't good enough. The fuck? Act like he's a fucking boss. This is my fucking house. Obviously, you know, talking about where's the guy. You think you're gonna fucking question me?
Hey man, I just want to quickly mention this because it's honestly kind of funny. The truth is, this cop was really aggressive from the start. He was banging on the door like something serious was going on. It was totally unnecessary. All he had to do was knock normally and wait for the girl to answer, not act like that. I totally get why she reacted the way she did. I mean, who wants to wake up to something like that? Especially after a long day at work. I'm sure you'd agree with me. If not, I don't know what to tell you. But seriously, I want to know what you guys think about this interaction. How do you feel about the cop's actions, banging on the door and causing a commotion? And how do you feel about the woman's reaction? I'm sure I'd feel the same way because no one wants to wake up and deal with that. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to watch a fascinating video that has attracted millions of views on YouTube. This video tells the story of a rather controversial situation. A man was pulled over by the police for allegedly using his mobile phone while driving. However, he completely denied the accusation, insisting that what he was holding wasn't a phone, but just a sandwich. Of course, the police weren't easily convinced. They decided to check his documents to get to the bottom of the situation. But here's the twist: everything was recorded by a dashcam. And this footage has sparked heated debates across social media. Was this just a humorous misunderstanding, or was there something more to it? More importantly, this situation raises an interesting question about human perception and judgment. In many cases, what we think we see isn't always the truth. Did the officer jump to conclusions too quickly? Or was the man simply trying to come up with a clever excuse? Either way, this story is sure to entertain you. So let's dive into the video, analyze what happened, and decide for ourselves what really went down.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, officer.
Officer Radford, Parkridge Police. You got your license, registration, insurance?
Yeah.
Alright. Reason for the stop is I saw your cell phone in here when you were driving, okay?
That was a sandwich.
I saw your phone.
My phone?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't, I know what a sandwich looks like. It was your phone.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
So it was a rectangular thing. Whether it was your wallet, your phone, it looked like your phone.
Okay.
Alright? So that's why I'm pulling you over. Where are you headed to?
School.
School?
Yeah.
Hills?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let me just run your license. If it's all clear, you'll be on your way. Okay, I'm not going to give you a ticket. Alright?
I have a previous warning.
That's fine.
Okay.
Alright, I appreciate the honesty. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to run it, alright?
Okay.
Alright, like I said, just a warning. I'm not going to give you a ticket.
Okay.
Like I said, if I'm going to take your word for it, right? I trust you. If it wasn't your phone, it wasn't your phone.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it was, but all good. Alright?
Yeah.
This incident reflects a stark contrast in how people in different countries use dashcams. While in many parts of the world, dashcams are used to protect against fraud and insurance scams, in the US, they are often used to protect citizens from the police. This is a clear sign of declining trust in law enforcement, as many believe they could be unfairly treated or wrongfully accused without concrete evidence. A society where people feel the need to record every moment to protect themselves from those who are supposed to protect them is a society with a serious crisis of trust and accountability. The most unfortunate aspect of this entire incident is the police's refusal to acknowledge their mistake. This could have been an opportunity for them to demonstrate professionalism, transparency, and goodwill in rebuilding public trust. A simple apology or an admission of error would have improved the relationship between law enforcement and the community. Instead, they missed this opportunity, deepening public skepticism even further. If the police cannot accept their own mistakes, how can they expect the public to trust in the fairness of the system? This is one of the most outrageous cases of police overreach this year, so wild that it would be hard to believe without video evidence. It highlights why recording interactions with law enforcement is so crucial. A car tailing him too closely. Upon closer inspection, he realized that the driver wasn't just anyone, it was an off-duty police officer. The officer was in plain clothes, driving an unmarked vehicle with no license plates, and showing no signs of being on official duty. No sirens, no lights, no legitimate traffic stop yet that didn't stop him from turning a non-incident into an astonishing display of power. The two had a history of encounters before, but this time, something felt different. The officer seemed determined to assert his authority in an inexplicable way. He blocked the man in a parking lot under the pretext of investigating excessive noise and smoke. But what's worth noting is that this didn't happen during a routine traffic stop. It happened after the man voluntarily pulled over to question why he was being followed so closely and requested a supervising officer to be called to the scene. The officer not only refused once, but twice, and even went as far as threatening to arrest him for obstruction. What do you think? Was this officer abusing his power, or was he justified in his actions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Share this story so more people can see what happened and weigh in on this shocking incident. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.
What is the reason you're telling me to sit in my vehicle? Why can't I be out?
We've been investigated.
For what?
For excessive noise.
Excessive noise?
Excessive noise, absolutely.
What excessive noise? My
excessive
vehicle's
noise
off,
of your
sir.
vehicle. No.
My vehicle's off, sir.
It was. Excessive
It's been
noise.
here.
Are you listening to me?
I'm listening to you, but I don't think you're listening to me.
I have you on camera.
What's your name and badge number?
I have you on camera.
What's your name and badge
Ontario
number?
Provincial Police badge 14489.
And what's your name, sir?
Sit down.
Sir, what's your name?
I identified myself.
No, you gave me your badge number.
Active Detective Sergeant Kaplik.
Kaplik?
Yes.
Okay. What's the reason for me being restrained right now?
You're not being restrained. You've been investigated. Sit down in your vehicle.
So I'm not being restrained.
You're going to refuse listening to my orders. You will be arrested for obstruct. Sit down.
Am I being restrained?
You've been investigated. Yes. Sit down, I said.
Is that being restrained?
You've been investigated. Are you listening to me?
What is the difference between investigated and restrained?
I'm going to give you one more chance to sit down in your vehicle.
But am I being restrained?
No, not restrained.
So then am I free to go?
No, you're not.
Am I restrained?
You've been investigated. Sit down.
Am I being restrained?
You've been detained, yes.
For which reason?
I just explained to you why you need to identify yourself.
For what?
For provincial
what probable cause? What cause do you have for me to identify myself to you?
Are you listening to me?
I am.
Okay. Sit down, I said.
What's the reason?
Sir, I'm going to give you one last chance to sit down. Otherwise, you're going to be arrested.
For which reason?
Driver's license, ownership, and insurance.
You want that?
Yes.
I'm going to give it to you because you're threatening me with arresting me,
no,
but there's no reason.
This is not a threat.
That is a threat.
It's not a threat.
There is no reason to do any of this.
Sit down and get your license.
All because you were right on my ass in a manual vehicle.
Get your license, I said.
The officer gives contradictory statements about the citizen's legal status, leaving them confused about their rights. If a person is not being detained, they are free to leave. If they are detained, the officer must clearly state the reason. Here, the officer first says the person is not detained, then immediately contradicts himself by saying they are detained, suggesting an arbitrary use of authority.
And produce your driver's license.
I can give you my driver's license right now.
In your vehicle right now.
But you told me I can't be in my vehicle earlier.
No, I never said that.
Yes, you did. I said I'm going to be in my vehicle and leave, and you said, no, do not get into your vehicle. You said that, sir.
You need to be inside your vehicle, and you're not allowed to drive away until I'm done.
Is this a traffic stop?
Yes, it is.
But you didn't pull me over. I willingly came into the parking lot because I wanted to discuss with you to not ride my ass.
How about this? I have you on video camera.
Okay.
Waving you to pull over, and you giving you this.
Of course.
Okay? So that's a refusal to stop.
You didn't tell me to pull over. You don't have lights nor sirens on your vehicle.
I do not need
you do. So what? I can go behind any car, tell them to wave over, and they have to stop? How does that make any sense?
Sit down in your vehicle, please.
Sir, this isn't looking good for you.
This is looking very bad for you.
No.
Have a seat.
This isn't looking bad for me.
Are you listening to me or not?
I'm listening, but you keep telling me this.
What's that?
The same exact thing. And where's the sergeant?
I'm waiting for your driver's license, ownership, and insurance.
And I told you I have it here, and you're refusing to take it.
Now.
So now you'll take it. Now you'll take it?
Right now.
Right now. Okay. There you are.
Thank you. Ownership and insurance for the vehicle.
Ownership and... Okay, well, first of all, I need you to get a sergeant over here.
Ownership? No, you will. You will give me that?
Please make the call on your radio for the sergeant, please.
Ownership
I do not feel safe, me and you only here. You have a gun. I am completely unarmed, and I don't necessarily trust you are a legitimate officer.
Sit down in the vehicle right now.
But you're telling me I wasn't able to.
I'm telling you now.
So
sit down
it's
in the
changed.
vehicle. No, it's not a change. Right now, you have one final caution before handcuffs gonna go on you.
There's gonna be no reason for it. So you're threatening me, and you're approaching me.
In the car. In the car.
And you're approaching me after being told to stay away. Call your sergeant right now.
You're not listening to me.
I am. I'm coming to my vehicle.
The officer threatens arrest without providing a valid legal reason. A lawful arrest requires probable cause or reasonable suspicion, but in this case, the officer gives no justification. This could be considered intimidation and coercion rather than proper law enforcement.
Can you stop approaching me? You're making me uncomfortable and
then
threatened.
You sit down in your vehicle.
There is no reason to